time to be here again, on the 23X Sports YouTube channel. And of course, I wanted to say something before we even get started. If you have not liked this YouTube page, please subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button down there. And good day to be alive. I'm okay with it. I'm right here with the guys Ayok and Ralph. Ayok, good to have you.
Yeah, it's always good to be here. It's the 23X podcast, and it's always lovely to have you guys here. Okay, Waziri, Ralph. It's always lovely to have you.
It feels good to actually sit down by your left.
Really? Yeah.
It feels good. I feel brighter. I feel brighter.
I'm delighted.
Yeah. Ralph, good to have you.
Thank God you didn't see the light in the middle of the down. You don't stop.
Well, Ralph, how are you doing?
Yeah, good afternoon, Waziri. Good afternoon, Ayok. Good afternoon, everyone that's watching us right here. And it's 23X Sports. It's where we serve it to you live and direct. So just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, you know how it is, huh? Let's start. A quick recap from the Champions League final. We all saw the game, but let's have a little chit chat about what happened, what went down in that game. Even though earlier today we saw reports that Mo Salah said he would give out all his medal, not just to win that Champions League, but to have a replay. Not just to win it,
yes.
Have a replay.
Yes.
Your thoughts on that?
I just feel, and the guy is still sulking. Like the guy is still for probably the first time he played Real Madrid in the final. Like we said on the podcast before, Ramos happened. He didn't get to play the entire game, and he felt like probably this is my chance. This is me coming again against Real Madrid, and this Liverpool side was even better than the previous Liverpool side, and he felt they had their chance. He had chances though to kind of like decide the game, but it didn't happen, and he still wants to play Real Madrid. I don't understand the obsession with playing Real Madrid and like again to have a replay of this game. It's just Mo Salah just trying to talk. I think he's talking too much. Like
he told him he shouldn't talk.
He shouldn't. Yes, he shouldn't. I think that's Mo Salah just trying to talk and all that. Just take your L and bounce. Like as a man, just take it. Certain times you win, you lose. Against Real Madrid, you have lost twice.
There's a myth in football. Talking about losing twice, right? There's a myth in football that United played the first final against Barcelona in 2009. They thought they could beat again. They went against 2011. They collect. Atletico Madrid played against Madrid 2014. They went against 2016. Collect. And then 2018. Is it like once you lose the first one, if it happens again, it's a certainty that
you lose that?
Yeah.
I think history favors that charge. Because the truth is, using these two comparisons you made, I think it's done and dusted that when you face a team in Champions League final and you face them again, probably you lose. I think you have a higher chance, probably because of the experiences and probably because the team that is coming in, who came off the win, will be coming more confident and maybe more relaxed. And they say, we beat you guys the first time, maybe we can beat again. So I think that's the point. But I think for Mo Salah and Liverpool, I think he went a step too further in coming out to the media and saying, I want Real Madrid and all of those things. He was the only one coming out to talk. And like Ayok said, the first leg Ramos happened. I think the second leg Couture happened. And he was just top notch that day. And for me, he's just sulking. That's the point. He's just sulking. This man should just accept the fact that he's lost and just move on. That's the elite mentality. Oh, I've lost this one. That's why I like what your own club said. We've lost this Champions League final, but we're coming for Istanbul. Yeah. So I think that should be mindset.
I saw something funny, right? I saw Liverpool fans and players were like, the first one we lost because of our goalkeeper, and then this one we lost because of their goalkeeper. Now that's really good. Let me stick with you, Ralph. When Madrid fortunate or they deserve to win?
I won't say they were fortunate. I think fortune is not, you won't count fortune for 90 minutes and all of that. But I still believe Madrid they deserve to win. I think they outplayed Liverpool according to their own standards. It might not have reflected on the possession stats and all of those things, or how many chances hit the bar and all of those things. But in terms of how Madrid came into that game, the plan, the idea, I think they executed it brilliantly and to the latter. We heard from Carlo Ancelotti saying Liverpool, I think, worked themselves into his trap because they were easy to predict and all of that, because he knew what they could offer and what they would offer, and they didn't disappoint. But I believe Real Madrid outsmarted them. Real Madrid were more clinical, more decisive, and they just knew how to play this Liverpool side, and they took their chances. I don't believe it's luck. I believe everybody in that Real Madrid team should give them some respect, like Modric said, some respect.
Actually, respect. And then I know you like this question, Ayo. Does this further validate what Mourinho once said? Philosophical Mourinho, when he said you can control the game without the ball.
Yes.
Was that what Real Madrid did?
Yes, I think because basically one of the reasons why we're even saying Madrid were fortunate or Madrid were lucky is because we are used to most of the teams pressing or playing possession-based football. Yeah. So and in Madrid that comes like off the back of not trying to gain possession more than you, not trying to press. The manager understands that I have certain type of players and have to play like according to their strengths.
Exactly.
That's what Carlo Ancelotti has been doing with this Real Madrid team, and it has worked out fantastically well. I think Liverpool was one of their easy games in the Champions League. Yes.
So in the knockout
stages, easiest game they had. So at Madrid were not fortunate. They had a game plan and they stuck to that game plan. They were more clinical than Liverpool. They controlled the game, like Ralph said, in their own way, and it worked out well for them. Liverpool had all the possession, had all the chances. 9 created shots on 9 shots on goal. Madrid just won and they converted it. That is what like matters at the end of the day. It's football. It doesn't have a singular way of playing it.
Yeah.
Couture
was a wall.
Well, yes.
The wall you couldn't break.
It doesn't have just a direct way of playing it. The most important thing is the win. Get all 3 points. Like Mourinho will say again, finals are not to play.
Yeah.
Win.
And you have to break that.
Yeah.
Looking at this Real Madrid, Liverpool team holistically now, they've been to 2 Champions League finals in the last 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Or is it 3 years? In the last 4 years. 3 Champions League finals in the last 4-5 years.
Yes.
Right now, and then they won one, and then we're now at the point where we might see money leave. Does that changes the balance in the team, or you think they've made provisions to fight that? Did they see that coming, and that's why they signed Diaz?
Probably. Even when they signed Diaz, that was what I said. I said either one of Mane or Salah will probably leave, because they're
always coming.
Yes, it was always coming. Like, but in my books, I didn't think it was going to be Mane, because Salah was the one that had the contract issue that wanted the race and all that. So it was easy to kind of like put him in that bracket. Probably is him. And Mane has always been the one that is. I don't need to say anything and all that. Then it was a shocker when I saw this Mane that is probably leaving. And it's funny because I feel he's the spark of the team.
Yes.
I feel he brings like the other attacking players or some of the midfielders into play. And for Liverpool to agree to let Mane go, maybe probably they feel they have adequately replaced him.
Adequately, okay. Just an adequate replacement, and I will also add to a question to that. Did Liverpool falter in how they handled the Mane contract situation? Were they not proactive enough?
I think they were not.
They were not
To
proactive.
be honest, they were not proactive.
When they fair to him?
I don't think they were.
They were
I don't think they were, because this is a legend of side. Take it or leave it. Mane is a legend of Liverpool. There's no going back about
He's been
it.
there for many years now, almost a decade.
Yes.
Yeah. And he has not just been there, he has won everything with Liverpool. He has cemented his name on the Hall of Fame of Liverpool. That here I came, I
iconic
saw.
Jesse 10.
Yeah. And I conquered in the Anfield Red. But I still believe they're not proactive enough in terms of Liverpool offering the contract and all those things. And like Ayok said, when the whole saga started with Mo Salah not signing, I felt he was one was like yesterday, because to me I still feel Mo Salah has become more individualistic in recent times and even more concerned about the Liverpool team. Because, okay, looking back to what he said about the Champions League final being played, that sounds like it's all about me.
Yeah.
I just want to make my statement and all of that.
Oh, yeah, he's personalizing the entire stuff.
Yes.
And that's true. I didn't even look at it from that point of view.
It's not, you know that this guy is becoming more, and this is not the Salah we used to know. Maybe he's not used to the spotlights this much, and he just came on the spotlights like, man, that's so sweet. And he just wants to just be there, he wants to be the superstar, he wants to do all of those things.
Maybe this is not the Salah we know off pitch. But on pitch, we know Salah.
Like I always say to people, it's not like I'm humble. It's money and stardom I don't have yet.
Very careful with
Yes.
Very careful.
It's not like I'm humble. It's just money and stardom that I don't have yet. Because I even me, I don't know me that much.
Sure.
Yeah.
For real?
Yes.
Wow. Because if we're going to be honest, if it's about a structure and a team, I feel the one egg that your club will say, let's get rid of this guy and let's start again. Because let's be honest, they want to restart again. I mean, coming off losing the Premier League the way they lost, losing the Champions League the way they lost, and they have to restart. Well, I believe one of the person they would have let go was Mo Salah. I think he has maybe not passed his prime, but I think he's coming towards his later end. And for me, losing Mane, there's something Mane offers to that Liverpool side that is holistic. His ability to play on the flanks, ability to bring everybody into play, like Ayok said, his ability to make sure that the whole attack line is perfect for everybody. That was what Firmino was doing for both of them. Now he's doing it for Diaz and Salah. And I don't believe Jota will offer that. No. Jota is also very individualistic. He's a direct centre forward. He wants to score and just wants to create chances for himself. But bringing everybody to play. Liverpool are not that good midfield wise, and so they need somebody who could create that, would I say, numerical advantage in midfield and also allow everybody to come into play in terms of the wingers and all of that. So losing Mane, I think it's a big loss, and they might not know till next season.
And then you're saying if you had a chance to pick between losing either of Mane or Salah, you let Salah go. You let Salah go.
It's funny because
direct question. Look, direct question. Direct question. Direct answer.
If it was
Mane, Salah, and Liverpool, you have the opportunity, or you have the chance to let one go. Who will you?
I think Mane. If I were going to look at it holistically, business-wise, and football-wise,
Salah for me.
Salah for you.
Yes.
Mane.
Don't give the business-wise all the money. They try these guys. Direct question.
Yours, Salah, right?
Yes, Salah.
Salah. Mane.
I would say Mane.
I think for me, Salah. I read Salah. I think there are some players that I think are low maintenance players.
Yes.
It doesn't cost you much. Somebody who stayed all throughout his stay with contract and not being too demanding.
Exactly.
For him, it's the club first. I want to give that.
You know these controversies. They are what make football like these controversies. The controversies of okay, he had an issue, the media bringing it. Salah is the most
like their parts.
Salah is the
poster
boy of Liverpool. Let's be honest about it. He is the poster boy of Liverpool.
Van Dijk?
No, I don't believe
Van Dijk. No.
You cannot. Do you know in all?
No, I think
all the times we watch football.
I want to say it in this way that the Liverpool didn't really seem to want to push Salah as the poster boy on the team. He's the poster boy because of what he has done, not really because they pushed him to be there.
But who is the poster boy?
He is the poster boy. I accept that he is the poster boy.
He's the poster boy. Let's be honest. Salah will generate more revenue. Salah will give them access to more markets. Salah. The thing is, Liverpool.
Salah will give them access to a new market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but Liverpool are coming off the bounce of terrible periods in Europe. That's before the past.
But Salah is no low maintenance.
No,
you get?
Exactly. For you to be the superstar team, you have to have superstar players.
But in terms of abilities now, Ralph.
No.
Mane or Salah. No.
See, I like what he said. I know when he said holistically, not ability.
I want to narrow it down.
Importance to the team progressing. Who is more important to the team progressing?
To the team, like
progressing.
Football team progressing. It's going to be Sadio.
So
it has to be Sadio.
It has to be Sadio. Sadio will be more important to the football team.
Yeah, I believe. On the pitch, I believe
more on the football side.
On the football side, I'll pick Sadio.
You pick Sadio Mane. Where are you?
On the football side, Sadio Mane.
Sadio Mane, yes.
But you see, when you
Sadio Mane,
let Salah go.
When you look at the institution, that's let's keep ourselves.
But when you win more football matches as a big club, you make more money.
You make more money. True. And if you ask me, Luis Diaz has prospects of being the poster boy of that team. Yes, he can be. Not even like from that angle.
The poster boy is not just on the pitch.
It goes beyond.
I know, I understand. It's not just about English. It's not just about English. The poster boys of a lot of teams that are not based in England are not just about English.
Exactly, they are not based in England.
That's what I'm saying. Luis Diaz has it.
He has the charisma.
Yes. I think he does.
Is he charismatic enough?
Is he? Yes.
Well, maybe because he doesn't speak English.
Yes, that's the only thing you're taking away from him. Yes.
But let's shift our minds from this part of the discussion. We're still talking about Liverpool now. And then you look at one guy that's always come to mind. I look at him sometimes and I feel a bit of pity. Bobby Firmino. With the likely exit of Sadio Mane. Does it mean we're going to see more of that brother? Because since the arrival of Jota and Diaz, seems like
he's been on fringes.
He's been on fringes now. Does it mean that we're going to see more of the guy? We might end up seeing him leave?
Probably, because he'll become the new Origi. Origi is probably leaving. So Bobby Firmino
is leaving.
Yes, he's leaving. Yeah. So Bobby Firmino will be the new Origi, except maybe in tight games, because Liverpool obviously have a first level.
When you say the new Origi, what Origi does is that Origi gives you goals. How many goals does Firmino give?
I think that is now.
Can he be the new Origi?
I don't think he will.
No, I don't think he can be the new Origi.
The point is, one of the reasons why I said the new Origi is not even about in terms of play. I think Bobby is the type of player that will want to sit on the bench and not complain. Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
That's why I said he's the new Origi. I'm not saying that. Less. He'll be the type of material. Yes. He will sit on the bench and not complain. I think he will have that. So when you have a Salah,
so imagine having Firmino having money, having all low maintenance players, and then you buy a small team.
you guys saw no, it's not.
So
And you saw that stuff. Sorry, I'm interjecting you. You saw that on the lighter note. You saw that post of somebody saying Liverpool always being guys who have life challenges. That's when they're on the pitch, they play like their lives depend on it.
Okay,
because when those guys go,
something about Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah.
I've discussed this with you one time. I think the day of the Champions League final.
Okay.
Ralph, how many? Let me ask you this question. How many percent of the Nigerian population do you think have asthma? Just random.
25.
Come on, man.
It's not large. It's asthma. Okay, as of 2013, I think 80 million.
80 million Nigerians have asthma.
Yes.
Wow. 80 million Nigerians is
out of 200.
40 million Nigerians are 5% of the population.
Yeah.
40 million Nigerians, sorry, are 20% of the
Yes.
population.
Oh.
So 18 million will be like 10% of the
10%.
population, or less than 10% of the population.
Good. So, how many percent of this Liverpool squad do you think have asthma?
If they were Nigerians, we would have been able to judge them and say
yes. But how many?
But
How many of this Liverpool squad? Random two.
This is a random question.
3%.
3%.
You know what? It's very funny because I actually know where he's going. It's more funny.
Let me shock you. Yeah. 22 players have asthma in this Liverpool squad.
Alleged to have
Alleged to have asthma in this Liverpool squad.
22 players.
Then putting it in perspective, the type of football you play, the intensity and everything. 22.
Now, you see, one thing is that rules are always there to. You see, if you can break rules, bend it. There are ways around it.
But you know,
they are alleged bending the rule.
Bending the rule. They are alleged to have asthma, so they give them drugs that enhance performances. Because those drugs are not banned in football, but they are banned in some other sports like cycling and tennis. Sir Bradley Wiggins, like one of the he was taking the drug for asthma. Though that was one of the reasons why he got stripped off of his Tour de France medals and everything. But in football, it's not banned. So Liverpool report these players to have asthma, so they get administered these drugs, like with examination.
Administered Ventolin and then
yes, and all. So
crazy. And footballers do, football clubs do that, and even football teams. There was a time, I think they still do. Pep's team train in a higher altitude,
yes.
So that I think there is lesser oxygen there. So it's difficult for them to train there.
Yeah.
So by the time they train on a normal altitude, they're already used to that difficult situation where they
just have
the
system.
low oxygen, and then when they have lots of oxygen in their lungs,
have expanded.
yeah, exactly.
Like
They perform even better. Exactly, like the Kenyans and the Ethiopians.
Just have the system.
Just have the system and just find a way around it.